皆さんおはようございます。今日は、ね、漢字復習200、289です。Today we're going to be going over 12 new vocabulary words from the JLPT N3 list. This is a writing study practice, so if you need to know how to write kanji, head on over to jisho.org. That's JISHO.org. It's a really good dictionary, and it's also got the ways to write all the kanji. Um, Yeah, the way I like to do this is I like to write down new kanji 10 times and old kanji in new words 3 to 5 times. If you need to look at any of my old lists or any of my old videos, check out YouTube and my Google Drive available from my Twitch page. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Our first word for the day is oitsuku. Oitsuku is to catch up to or to be compensated for something, to be caught up on some payment. Oi on the left side is to chase after. So oi is to chase after, and tsuku is to attach to. So oi tsuku is to chase after and then get attached to or to catch up to. Oi tsuku is to catch up to or to be compensated for something, to get caught up on payments. Oi tsuku. Catch up to or get caught up on by compensation. Oi tsuku. Oi tsuku desu. Number 2 is hozon. Ho on the left side is to protect or guarantee. Zon on the right side is to feel, to sense, or believe something. So we have a protection of some feeling, which is a preservation, conservation, or storage of it. I know this word because I play video games in Japanese, and this is the word that they use for saving to disk. Hozon is preservation, conservation, or the protection of some feeling or sense. It also means saving to disk. Hozon. Ho on the left side for protection, and zone on the right for a feeling or a sensation. Belief. Hozon. Hozon. Saving to disk, preserving, containing something. Hozon. Ozone. 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 Number 3 is oi. From our new kanji, fukeru, oiru, or ro, which is an old man, old age, grow old, or old. Radicals in this kanji are the beginning part of a person, a sha or mono, on top of a spoon. Now that I know what the kanji means, I'm associating this with an old man like shaking a spoon as he's trying to eat soup. It's a person with a spoon. That's the only way I can think of it. So that's not a great association, I realize. It's mostly going to have to be rote memorization for this one. Oi, fukeru, or ro is old age or an old man. Oi, fukeru, or ro. Oi, fukeru, or ro is an old man with a spoon. Oi, fukeru, ro. An old man with a spoon. Oi, fukeru, ro. Old age, old or an old man with a spoon. Fukeru. Oi is old age, an old person, or the old. Oi. Yes. Number 4 is honnin. Hon on the left side is either a book or a true thing, and the true on the left side and person on the right side makes the person in question honnin. It's really they're talking about the person themselves. It's like the true person or the person themselves. I can only imagine this came out of a colloquialism. But honnin is the person themselves, the person in question. It's like honjitsu means today. It's not really that they're saying today is a true day. It's like they're referring to the day itself. The hon does mean book, but in this case, it's referring to something itself. Honnin is the person themselves or said person. Honnin. Number 5 is kyotsu. Kyo on the left side is together or shared. Tsu on the right side is passing through. So if something is passing through people together, it is common, shared, or mutual. It can also be referred to as the suffix wide. I'm guessing koku kyotsu might be nationwide. Might be kuni kyotsu, but it can also be used as a suffix meaning common, shared, or mutual. Kyotsu. Kyotsu is common, shared, or mutual. Together, it passes through. Passes through more than one. Kyotsu is together, mutual, or shared. Kyotsu. 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 Number 6 is kake-zan. Kake is to hang or suspend. Zan on the right side is a calculation. So a hung calculation is a multiplication. I can't really think of a way to remember this one other than maybe the number of times you hang something and then calculate it is the multiplication. 7 hung up 3 times is 21. That's pretty weak though. This one's gonna have to be rote memorization for me, I think. Kake-zan. Kake-zan is a multiplication. Kake-zan. Kake-zan is a multiplication. Kake-zan. Multiplication. Extended calculation or hung on calculation. Kake-zan. Multiplication. Kake-zan. Kake-zan multiplication. Kake-zan is multiplication. Number 7 is teki or kataki, both an enemy, foe, or opponent. Radicals in this kanji are the left side we have the south, and the right side we have strikes. So the strike from the south is the enemy, foe, or opponent. Not sure what this refers to. It might be a historical meaning where, somebody was originally the enemy in the south and became this word for opponent. I should note this kanji on the left is not exactly south. It's close to it, but it's not really south. So that's going to be my interpretation, though it's not actually that kanji. Kind of looks like the. Oh, this is it's a little bit closer to the kanji for appropriate, eki, and it shares. Yeah, it's the same radical from teki for suitable, qualified, or capable. Ekito. I'm going to go with that. So it is a person that it's suitable to strike. A suitable person to strike is your enemy, foe, or opponent. Let's go with that. Kataki or teki are both used in Japanese as the noun for an enemy or foe. As to when to use one and not the other, I'm not really sure. Kataki is someone who it is appropriate to hit, your enemy or foe. Kataki is an enemy or foe. Someone it is appropriate to strike. Kataki. Kataki or teki is an enemy or foe. Kataki or teki. Kataki. Teki is an enemy or a foe. Kataki or teki. Me or a. Lots of strokes in this one, so it's taken me a minute to write it down 10 times. Kataki or teki is an enemy or an opponent. Also, where you learn if you play video games. Number 8 is oyoso, which is about, roughly, generally, or on the whole. I know this kanji because if you turn your GPS handler into Japanese, phrase that's said often when you're on the highway is oyoso 0.25 マイル先 migi hoko desu, which means take a right in 0.2 in about 0.2 miles. So they're saying about, roughly or generally, is oyoso. Oyoso, generally, roughly, or about. Oyoso. Oyoso, generally, roughly, or about. Oyoso. So it's generally, roughly, or about. Give me 1 second. Number 9 is a shihatseki. Shi on the left side is to start. Hatsu is to depart or a departure. Eki on the right side is a station or a train station. So your shihatseki is your starting departure station, or the starting station for when you're trying to go somewhere. English Americans will probably be less familiar with this term, just a starting station, than you would be in other countries that have more public transportation. So if you're if you're in an area of the country that has less trains like I am, then you probably aren't familiar with, starting off a travel in one place from some starting station to eventually get through some other stations and finally to your final destination. So the kind of a train travel one. Shihatsueki. Shihatsueki is your starting train station, or the train station from which you start your departure. Shihatsueki. Starting train station. Shihatsueki. Shihatsueki. Number 10 is moshimo, if, in case, or supposing. This is usually used to start a sentence, moshimo, and followed by kind of whatever the supposition is. Sometimes you also hear this as kind of moshi, which is pretty much has the same meaning if you don't include the mo at the end, but moshimo is if or supposing. Number 11 is a biorin, all katakana. This one's pretty easy. Biorin. Biorin is a violin. Sorry, a violin. Biorin. Biorin. Violin. A violin. Violin is a violin. And finally, number 12, we have masao. Ma on the left side is truly, or in reality. Sao is really just ao, which means blue. I think they added the sa to the beginning of ao because the chisai tsu in the middle kind of ends with the s sound. So masao is truly or indeed blue. Masao is deep blue, bright blue, ghastly pale, pallid or white as a sheet. I think this is if it's referring to a person, who is white as a sheet, pallid, or ghostly pale, then you can refer to a pale person as deep blue or bright blue, or you can refer to the actual deep blue color as bright blue. So a dead person is masao. So masao, bright blue, but also deathly pale if talking about a person. Masao, bright blue or deep blue. Masao. Masao, bright blue or deep blue. Masao, bright blue. Let's go back to the top. Make sure we've got all these kanji memorized, at least for today. Second part of my study practice is to review. Make sure you review all of your words from previous days. Got them all down, not forgetting anything. And don't be afraid if you are getting them wrong. Don't worry, no one gets them all right on the first time. There are some that I've been studying for about a year now that I still don't have down every single time, but hey, let's learn the language, baby. Our first word was to catch up to or to be compensated with oitsuku. Oi, chase after, and suku, to attach to. Oitsuku. Preservation, conservation, storage, or saving to disk is hozon with ho, protector guard on the left, and zone on the right, a feeling. Hozon. Old age or an aged person is oi, an old guy carrying a spoon, oi. Also, can also be pronounced fugeru, or ro. The person in question or the person themselves is your honnin, the true person. Common, shared, mutual, or to be shared by is kyotsu, kyo on the left for together, and tsu to pass through, go through on the right, kyotsu. Multiplication is kakezan, kake on the left to hang or to spend or to suspend, and zan on the right for a calculation, kakezan. Kakezan. An enemy, foe, or opponent is someone that it is appropriate to strike. Eki or kataki is an enemy or opponent. A starting station is a shihatsu eki. Shi on the left side for it to start. Hatsu in the middle for to depart. And eki on the right for a station. Specifically a train station, but could be any kind of station. Supposing, or just in case, or if, is moshimo. Moshimo. A violin is a violin. Violin. And finally, deep blue, bright blue, or if you're referring to a human who is pale, is masao. Ma chisai tsu. Ao. Masao. Bright blue or ghostly pale if referring to a person. Thanks for watching today, everybody. Hope you had a good week, and hope you got some relaxation coming up on Saturday and Sunday. Thanks for watching. どうもありがとうございました。